My dear 12th class students, today's topic is Precis writing. This topic is prescribed in your syllabus and in your examination you will be asked, you will be given a paragraph or passage, and that may be containing two or more paragraphs, and you will be asked to write Precis out of that paragraph or passage, and it will be carrying 6 marks. So before going to how to write Precis or the steps to follow while writing Precis, we must know what we mean by Precis writing. So coming to the first slide, Precis is derived from French word. It means an abstract or gist of a longer passage. It is the summary of a passage. It contains essential points. It is 1/3 of the original passage. So the word Precis is derived from French. That means summary. And Precis writing thus means the art of summarizing. It also means an abstract or gist of a large paragraph, and it should be 1/3 of the original passage. So keep the fact in your mind that the length of the Precis be 1/3 of the original passage. You can count the words if you find that it's too long, but only when you have enough time. So there are some good qualities of Precis, or we can say a good Precis should have the qualities, and these qualities are clarity, correctness, objectivity, coherence, and conciseness. Coming to the first quality of a good Precis, it should convey the actual meaning. It must be free from ambiguity, and one should use easy and simple language. It means that readers should understand easily what the writer is trying to convey. The original and exact meaning, message, or information should be conveyed. So this is the basic and essential need of a Precis. The idea should be clear, and one can achieve this clarity by using simple language and simple structures. If your Precis is not easy to for reader to understand, that means it will of course lose its importance and meaning for the reader. Now coming to the second quality of a good Precis, that is correctness. Correct ideas should be conveyed, proper grammar and proper use of punctuation mark. Mistakes which may occur: misspelled words, mistakes in facts and figures, mistakes in grammar and punctuation. So sentence ought to be proper, grammatical, proper punctuation mark should be there, and well spelled or free from any sort of error. So basically, when we do any mistakes in our writing always irritate the reader. Of course, mistakes are never intentional, but even so, there is no excuse for them. At the time of writing or composing a Precis, the writer must ensure the facts and figures are correct, because a single mistake in structure or spelling may spoil the whole message. Now, coming to the other quality of a good Precis, that's objectivity. One should adopt an objective approach while writing a Precis. It should be free from bias and free from exaggeration. So, what do we mean by objectivity? Basically, objectivity means the ability to present or view facts uncolored by feelings, opinions, and personal bias. So, while writing a Precis, the writer should adopt an objective approach. That means he should not give or add his personal opinion, his personal ideas, or his personal views. So, a Precis should be purely a summary of the original text without any addition, without any exaggeration. Now, coming to the other quality, that's coherence. Good Precis is always coherent. There is a logical connection between the sentences, ideas should be well joined. So coherence actually means the logical and clear interconnection of ideas in a written piece of work. So a good précis should be coherent. The ideas which are presented in a précis must have a logical connection and they all should be interrelated. Then we have conciseness. A précis should be brief and direct. One should avoid unnecessary repetition. Clear and efficient information should be given in a précis. So conciseness is basically a desirable quality of a good précis. Conciseness means to say all that need to be said and no more. The writer should write what is necessary and should avoid writing unnecessary details. So, a concise précis of work conveys the message in the fewest possible words, but remember one thing, that you should not omit some basic and essential facts to achieve conciseness. Then we have some steps to follow while writing a précis. Like, we have to keep these in mind. Few steps, they are careful reading. So when a passage is given to you in your exams, what will you do? You will first read the passage again and again until you understand the meaning, the idea of the passage. Of course, the more you read it, the more familiar it will become to you. So try to read it once, twice, or thrice to make its subject clear if you have enough time. And then second point is outline. So while reading the original text, while reading the original passage, think of some words, phrases, or short sentences that will sum up the main subject of the passage. Find those key sentences. Understand the idea of the paragraph, the theme of the paragraph that writer is trying to convey. Then underlining, that means mark the important ideas, essential points from the original text. Underline those important ideas, or any important information is given in figures, you will underline that. Then comes omission. Omit all that which you find unnecessary. So you will omit unnecessary information, or if you find some information is repeated again and again, then you will omit that. Or you will find some long phrases there which could be replaced by just one word, so you will omit that and replace with one word. But do not omit any necessary information. So while writing a précis, the writer should not omit the information which is important, or any important point or idea which is essential to be described. Then comes the length. As I earlier told you, that length should be 1/3 of the whole passage. And indirect speech, so there is direct speech in the passage, it should be in indirect speech while changing the passage into précis. Then we have to keep in mind this point, own words. So abstain from borrowing words from original passage, but avoid giving opinions. You are not supposed to give any comments, be it appreciative, be it critical on the idea expressed in the passage. You are not supposed to give any comment. And then you will write it in a paragraph form. There may be one or more paragraph in original passage, but your précis should be in one and in only one paragraph. And then we have tense and person. A précis should be written in past tense, but in case of universal truth, present tense should be used, because for universal truth we use present tense. And then we have rereading. Try to read it again and again, see if you are writing correctly. And then comes conclusion. So when concluding the précis, it should restate the main idea of the text and reiterate the main support. So do not provide any new information. Just remember to avoid any to add any personal statement about the passage. Then here we have an exercise. Tracts of land from which coal is obtained are called coal fields. These so called fields are not on the surface of earth but at some depths below it. They consist of layers of beds which run under the ground. When a layer of this kind has been opened, the opening is called a mine and hence is classed as a mineral. So I have underlined the key points, the key phrases here. Try to read it twice, thrice, and then if title is given already there in the passage, then you are not supposed to write or frame any other title. But if the title is not written there, you have to frame your title, and that should be according to the passage given to you. So let's read this. Proceed. The coal fields are underground tracts of land from which coal is obtained. They have underground layers of bed. They are called mine when they are opened. So the title will be coal fields and Prissy will be like this. It will be 1/3 of the exact text. Thank you.